Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I would like to talk to you guys about the difference between wants and need, and specifically my needs and the things that I consider wants. Before we get into that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. I upload videos twice a week on Mondays and on Fridays. I am considering adding one more day, but I'm still thinking about that. But anyways, please click on the subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. I talk about finances, I talk about saving money, being frugal, and also I love sharing my jewelries and my handbags on this channel. So if you like those type of video, please click on the subscribe button so you can get more videos from me. So the number one thing I think is the need for me is a house. Especially if you're paying down debt, I feel like you should know the difference between your needs and your wants, because that would help you really narrow down what you need on an everyday basis and what you want. So if I was paying down debt, if I was paying for a mortgage, or if I was paying for student loans or any kind of debt whatsoever, I would really narrow down what my needs are and what my wants are. So the number one thing I feel like is a need for most people and everyone is a place to stay. So if I was making a specific amount of money, when my salary comes in, the first thing I would do is pay for my house, pay for my apartment, and pay for my mortgage or whatever it is that I am wanting to pay for pertaining to a housing. So the number one thing I would pay for is a house. I consider paying for obviously you're not going to live outside. You're not going to live on the street. So paying for your house should be a number one priority, and it should be your number one need. The second thing I consider as a need is food. And when I mean food, it doesn't have to be state-of-the-art cuisine. It doesn't have to be the most expensive food. You can buy really simple food that are healthy and that are good for your body. So you can shop at really non-expensive, inexpensive grocery shops and buy really high quality foods for very small amount of money. So the second thing I would pay for is food. If I were paying down debt and I am getting down to bare bottom, to the bare bones, I would pay for food, and I'll pay for really good food, because when you pay for good food, you're enriching your body, you're nourishing your body, and not only that, you are paying for the future. But if you're paying for crappy, inexpensive, unhealthy foods, you are basically setting yourself up for failure, for future health problems. And even right now, if you're eating very unhealthy, you can set yourself up for failure now as well as in the future. The third thing I consider a need is transportation. If I have to go to work or I have to take my kids to school, I need transportation to get there. But I don't have to have the most expensive car. I don't have to have the newest car in the market right now to have a ride. I could just buy an old car or a vehicle that is used that would serve as that would help fill the need for having a car. So transportation is the third thing I feel like is a need that I would pay for. And the fourth and last thing I feel like is a need, if you are paying down debt and you have to get down to the bare minimum, to the bare bottom, it would be clothing. Like, you need to clothe yourself. You're not going to walk around naked, otherwise you're going to get arrested. But anyways, yeah, the fourth thing is clothing. You need to clothe yourself, but at the same time, you don't have to go to the shops every day. You don't have to buy the most expensive clothing. Like, when we all know that buying the most expensive designer clothing does not mean that you have a fashion sense. If you have a fashion sense, you can shop at the thrift shop, you can shop at discount stores, you can shop clearance and still look well put together and look really, really good. So now I'm going to get to the wants part. The things I feel like are wants is, one, a cable. Like, a cable service is not a need, it's a want. So if you're paying down your debt and you cannot meet up, it's hard for you to pay for things. I feel like cutting cable is the number one thing I would do, because that is the want, not a need. The second thing I feel like is a want is a cell phone. Like, you don't need a cell phone. if you're really paying, or you can get a cell phone that is really cheap. You don't have to have the most expensive service. You can get a very cheap cell phone plan, or you can get a very cheap cell phone from Walmart and it would serve in a place. You can get like a very cheap flip phone from Walmart and have track phone service from Walmart, and that will serve in the place of a cell phone instead of having the latest, most expensive phone and being on the most expensive cell phone plan. The third thing I feel like is a want is the latest gadget that falls in the place of a cell phone. Like every time a new cell phone comes out, you are buying it. You are in line waiting to buy it when you can't pay for your bills. You can't pay for your needs. You cannot pay for your apartment. You can't pay for your house. You can't pay for really good food. And you obviously can't pay for transportation. You can't pay for your car note because you're spending the money on your wants instead of spending that money on your phone. So buying the latest gadget is not a need. It's a want. So the fourth thing I feel like is not needed if you are trying to get out of debt and you're trying to be frugal and you're trying to build wealth is a luxury. Buying any luxury product at all if you're paying debt. So let's get into this. Like I get really into this topic, especially buying luxury goods when you're still paying for one, your student loans, two, you're still paying for your house. I feel like buying luxury, spending $1,000 on a handbag when that $1,000 could go into paying the principal in your house is absolutely ludicrous, and I feel like it's stupid. In my opinion, that sounds pretty harsh, but I feel like if you're still paying for any of those things, like you're still paying for a car note and you have a huge expensive handbag, and if you're still paying for student loans and you have an expensive handbag, when that money could go into paying down your student loans, it will cut down the years you have to pay for it. It will cut down the interest you have to pay for that student loan. If you're still paying for your house and you're spending $1,000, sometimes $5,000-$10,000 on a handbag, that money could go into the principal of paying for your house. It would go into paying for your house, and it will cut down the years you have to pay. It could literally turn a 20-year mortgage, a 15-year mortgage to 10 years, even 5 years, if you don't put money into luxury when you're still paying for those things. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys would click on the subscribe button and click on like if you like the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.